Welcome to A Magical Life, Health, Wealth and Weight Loss. I'm your host, Magic BARCLAY, lead practitioner at Holistic Natural Health Australia and #1 best-selling author. In this podcast, I aim to give you practical tips on how to accelerate and sustain your health, increase your financial, spiritual and emotional wealth, and to look at something that haunts many of us needlessly, weight loss. In some episodes, I'll have guests available to give you even more tips, but in others, the floor is yours. Drop us a line at A Magical Life Podcast on Facebook and let me know what you would like to know more about. Now, sit back and enjoy, because it is time for you to create and truly discover a magical life. Welcome back to A Magical Life. I'm your host, Magic BARCLAY. Today, we have a listener's question. Melissa asks, how do you beat inflammation, protect ligaments during exercise, and what are inflammation-fighting foods? Wow, I'm glad you asked. Let's start with ligament protection during exercise. Stretching, diversifying your movements, not doing something repetitive, and eating an anti-inflammation diet are key to protect your ligaments. More on that in a moment. Inflammation. What is it exactly? We hear about it a lot. Well, inflammation refers to your body's process of fighting against things that harm it, such as infections, injuries, and toxins, in an attempt to heal itself. Now remember, the body always wants to heal itself, but it has no obligation to make any sense to you. When something damages your cells, your body releases chemicals that trigger a response from your immune system. This response includes the release of antibodies and proteins, as well as increased blood flow to the damaged area. The whole process usually lasts for a few hours or days in the case of acute inflammation. Chronic inflammation happens when this response lingers, leaving your body in a constant state of alert. Over time, chronic inflammation will have a negative impact on your tissues and your organs. Now, I know that sounds depressing, but that is the definition of inflammation. Inflammation is widely accepted as presenting as redness, heat, swelling, pain, and loss of function. What we now know is that inflammation does not always present as pain. Let's see if you might have some inflammation, because it's suspected if you have allergies, skin issues, brain fog, trouble sleeping, as in getting to sleep, staying asleep, or getting up, poor sleep quality, poor mobility, mental instability, digestive issues, and of course, that is all inflammation. Something that's not widely talked about. Trouble sleeping, you've got inflammation. Bit of brain fog, might be inflammation. Now, of course, there are several types of inflammation that we've heard of. We've all heard of arthritis, appendicitis, colitis, conjunctivitis, cystitis, dermatitis, encephalitis, gastritis, hepatitis, mastitis, meningitis, and poliomyelitis. Basically, anything with itis is inflammation. So why do we hear these words and accept that that is part of our health outlook? It need not be. Anti-inflammatory diets. According to Harvard Health, an anti-inflammatory diet should consist of tomatoes, olive oil, green leafies such as spinach and kale, nuts, fatty fish, berries, and oranges. But what we now know is that there are immune system types that some of these foods can actually contribute to inflammation in. If your immune system is stuck, some of the widely suggested anti-inflammatory foods can make it worse, opening you up to stealth infections or encouraging existing but somewhat dormant stealth infections like viruses, bacteria, and fungi. So how do you know what anti-inflammatory foods are right for you? The answer is immune typing. The team at Holistic Natural Health Australia, who I'm blessed to work with, can actually help you with that and design an anti-inflammatory protocol that helps your specific immune system as well as defeat inflammation. So back to the immune system. In this system, Th or T helper cells promote cell-mediated immune responses required for the host, that's you, in defense against viral and bacterial pathogens. In the case of severe inflammation, often diagnosed as rheumatoid arthritis, research shows that 3 of the 4 known immune system types actually funnel activated helper cells to the synovial cavity during the time of inflammation. This is what we see with loss of function of hands and feet in rheumatoid arthritis. The joints become so loaded with these cells that the cavity feels movement is restricted. Now, that's simplifying the scenario, but consider a battlefield of old, overfilled with soldiers. How will they fight? They haven't even got room to lift their guns. Expecting them to win a battle is like expecting the joints to move when spasming due to rheumatoid arthritis. Many professionals will treat the rheumatoid arthritis but bypass the immune system, and the cycle will continue because you are not getting to root cause. So, immune typing is essential, and following an inflammation protocol set by a functional health solutions practitioner will reduce inflammation and help you recover from stealth infections in as little as 14 days. So, back to our listener Melissa's question. How do you beat inflammation, protect ligaments during exercise, and what are inflammation-fighting foods? Well, there's a few steps in this. Step 1. Get your immune system identified with a functional health solutions practitioner. Contact us and we can put you in the right direction. Step 2. Focus on a range of movements. Avoid repetitive exercises. For example, don't just go jogging. Add resistance exercises, add body weight exercises, or more gentle and whole body movements as in Pilates and yoga. But always stretch before and after exercise of any type, even just a walk. Step 3. Eat the right anti-inflammatory diet and follow the correct protocols for your immune type. Step 4. Do not treat the symptoms, treat the root cause and the systems of the body. This is key. How many times do we look at symptomology and a diagnosis or a label and treat that? There is always a root cause. You have 11 systems of the body. They all want to work. Now remember before, I said they absolutely have no obligation to make any sense to you whatsoever. In fact, they don't really want you to understand them because they just go on autopilot. The body wants to heal. The body wants to be healthy. It wants to be inflammation-free, stealth infection-free. It wants to give you everything of every day that you can possibly get. So why don't you give it a little bit of help? Ask a functional health solutions practitioner exactly what immune type you are. Ask questions. Do not treat the inflammation as the cause. It is the result. Anyway, that's enough from me today on inflammation. If you have any questions, you can visit us on Facebook or on the web. And our next episode coming up is with the gorgeous Jenaline Sanchez. She is a results mindset and well-being coach, an agent of change, both in business and in life. She is going to give us her top tips on creating a magical life. Until then, go forth, create your magical life. Thanks for listening today. Please subscribe to hear future episodes, leave a review, and share this podcast. You can follow us on Facebook at A Magical Life Podcast or at Holistic Natural Health Australia. That's holistic with a W. You can find us on Instagram at Holistic Natural Health or at www.holisticnaturalhealth.com.au. That's where you'll access all sorts of articles, freebies, and more.